Having solid coworkers is something that can make or break your work experience. Like having good people to talk to on a job is just a blessing. Whether it's because they're knowledgeable about what they're doing and can get things done in a timely manner, or they're just a good person to be around because they can like make you laugh and all that good stuff. A lot of people don't realize that the reason why people quit isn't because of the job itself, but because of the dumbass people that they have to work with. Like no one's really working a job for over a year and quitting because of like the pay or something like that. But it's because no one wants to work with a bunch of assholes, let alone work for them. This is why I'm bringing you today's video, types of coworkers. In this video, I'm going to be explaining coworkers in general, good and bad. Drop a like on the video, sub up if you're new, and I'm gonna get straight to it, no like side piece. First up, the old head. Now I know y'all might look at me crazy, but honestly this is the most chill person on this list. The old head is the person who, in their words, has just been working at that job for too damn long. This is the person who's seen it all. Everyone who's quit and been fired from that hub. Even they've threatened to quit multiple times. Talking about something, they got me fucked up, I don't need this damn job. Niggas be talking to the manager saying some that clipboard and them glasses won't stop you from getting this ass whooping. But the old head ain't just the angry person at work. They also come with wisdom. They can tell you about all the bosses, the loopholes, and all the hiding spots at work. They'll catch you doing something that some dumb higher up told you that you need to do, and instantly come over to you and be like, nah, you ain't gotta do that, he lying. He be trying that with all the new people. They ain't paying you to do all that extra stuff, just do your job. And with all that being said, they can also get your ass in trouble real quick. All it takes is for them to see some young broad walking through, and then they'll start staring and catcalling. Come up to you talking about some, hey, y'all seen what old girl was wearing today? Like, damn, chill out. Before we're all looking stupid sitting in the HR office explaining ourselves. But no, all jokes aside, this person's real well and you can learn a lot from them. Next up, the junior manager. This is the male or the female who swears up and down that just because they're friends with the manager or they've been working longer, that they're in charge of you. You know, because of like seniority and all that stuff that people bring up. Bro, these people are some of the biggest meat riders in employment. Like they love sucking up to the big boss, whether it's physically or metaphorically. And you know what the sad thing is? Most of the time this person is real good at their job. Like they get things done in a timely manner. They're always on time, and they even want to do this for the long run. Talking about like making a career out of it and everything. But I've never understood the idea of being a kiss ass, but also being good at your job. Like I've always just thought, hey, if you're good at your job, you don't have to do all this extra stuff. But hey, when you kind of bundle it all up together, you got to think, hey, it's who you know, not what you know. And after all that, what do I even know in the first place? But then this person comes around full circle. He's the type of person to hate on you just because you either said something he didn't like or you questioned his authority. And by questioning his authority, I mean you saw him doing something that he wasn't supposed to do, but he's always correcting people on what they're supposed to do. And they get really pissed off when you don't listen to their instructions, even if they're telling you some bullcrap. They'll come up to you and be like, hey, you know, if they pull this camera footage and see that you're slacking off on there, you're gonna get in real trouble. Like, bro, they ain't gonna pull camera footage just because I'm on my phone. Chill out, that's not what these cameras are for. And then you catch them and that same manager who they were gonna snitch on you to them out getting drinks or something. Like, I know a couple people who worked with each other who they ended up going out getting drinks all the time, but then they got in like a big fight one time. They were talking about throwing hands and all that stuff. And the crazy thing is, the big dog never likes that little person because it's kind of the equivalent to the clingy friend or the clingy boyfriend slash girlfriend. Like no one actually likes a person who just kisses their ass all the time. They just like using them. Like if you've ever had a job where you were kind of higher up and you had people under you and you've had a person like kissing your ass, it's real annoying. If you're a reasonable person, that is. Obviously, if you're a power hungry person, you might just love it. But hey, I can go on all day about this. But honestly, I feel like moving on to the next one. Next up, we got the YN. I'm sorry for using the overused term, but it is what it is. When we're talking about the YN in a work setting, it's not always the typical crash out nigga that you think of. Now, do they spaz out sometimes? Of course, duh. What are we talking about? But the YN is just mainly the young dude who has a job who is there mainly because, you know, his parents can't always buy him all the cool stuff. So in order to get the things that he actually wants, gotta put that work in. 95% of the time this dude is in high school and he doesn't have a car. Now listen, there ain't nothing wrong with not having a whip. I mean, I didn't get my first car till I was 20 years old. But these niggas always need a ride. And before you ask what's wrong with needing a ride, Well, for one, they ask if you have reliable transportation in the job interview, so that. And two, if you give someone an inch, they're gonna take a mile. You give someone a ride once, and now they're always asking you for rides. Even if you have to drive out of the way to go to their house, because in between your house and work is not their house. So you gotta drive out the way. And sometimes you gotta keep in mind, they're not giving you gas money or nothing like that. But sometimes you going further than that. Sometimes it'd be a day off and they calling you, ask you to take them to like their girl's house or something. Or you freaking taking them to Whataburger. Like, bro, this ain't the damn, like, Subway. And even after all these free Ubers, if you say no once to when they ask you a ride, they get pissed off, talk about how everyone at work is selfish, and then talk about how they're the hardest working person there. Like, bro, we don't care. But yeah, at the end of the day, he's just a young dude, and we've all been there. So last up on this list, we got the skater. Now, for those of you who don't know, a skater is a person at work who only does what they are required to do, no more and no less. The skater is a good person to work with because they don't do extra that they don't get paid to do, and they don't expect you to do extra for stuff that you don't get paid to do. And if they see you doing something that you don't get paid to do, and they, have your best interests at heart, they'll come up to you and just tell you, hey, you don't get paid to do all that extra stuff. Don't be doing that. That's not in your job description. This, that, and the third. And the reason why that is mainly because if someone of a higher level sees you doing stuff for free that you're not getting paid to do, they're going to look at that and be like, oh, well, he's doing this and we're not paying him extra to do that. We could get other people to do it and we don't have to pay extra for it. Or we could get them to do more things because they're just gonna volunteer to do things. Hey, we might as well just get them to do whatever we want and not pay them for it. It's dang near the equivalent of working unpaid overtime. Now, let's be clear. There is a difference between skating and being lazy. Like I said earlier, skating is only doing what you are required to do that is in your job description. Being lazy is when your work that you are supposed to actually do is being spilled over into someone else's lap because you are either doing it late or not doing it at all. For example, a lot of people who work for the federal government work 8 hours a day, take a 2-hour lunch, and sometimes they're late a lot. And keep in mind, some of those guys are getting paid 6 figures to do that of the government's money. Now, I want you to name me a place out in the real world where you can do that and still have a job. Basically, the moral of that story is do what you have to do. Try not to do extra stuff that you're not getting paid to do because people are then going to try and use you. It's unfortunate, but that's how people work in this world. I live in reality. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I don't know the length of it yet. I haven't really started editing, of course, because I'm recording it. This one, it's been like probably almost a month by the time I record this. I was kind of sick recently, came down with something. Then I had to fix my PC. My PC got a little messed up. And yeah, so hey, we're back. Hey, I'm back and I'm better. I'm really trying to come. I'm really trying to come. I'm gonna get into a rhythm. You gotta trust me. I'm gonna get into a rhythm. I'm praying on it. Yeah, like I said earlier, like the video, sub up if you're new. If you enjoyed the content, sub up. If you don't enjoy it, don't sub. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna force you to do something that you don't want to do. Comment work experiences with like coworkers. I love reading y'all's comments on like the bullcrap that y'all go through because it really lets me know that we're all like living the same life damn near. Hey, I'm not gonna hold y'all up on this outro because I didn't hold y'all up on the intro. Thankfully, I'm trying to be better with that. So yeah, I'm out. Deuce.